In the creative destruction that accompanies free markets, we mourn the video store, where you'd peruse shelves of taped titles until settling on a feature for a fun night.
Yeah, places like Blockbuster, remember them? They've been retired by digital apps and streaming wonders of choice on screens that fit in your hand. Well, tonight we mark the final act of one of those video stores in Hampton Roads. On a busy Norfolk boulevard, a museum of cinematic treasures attached to a legendary movie house in Ghent has stood the test of time until now.
Mark, where's the stuff?
Everywhere you look. Look at this. This is like a little library.
It is a library.
These titles together. Naro Video boasts 45,000 movies, some 30,000 more than Netflix.
When we walked in, it was like walking into an old bookstore.
One of the last video stores of its size on the East Coast.
If this collection is lost, that's going to be a major hit on the community.
But these faded titles are still here for a limited run.
I saw this a long time ago. I was a male war bride.
Yeah.
After previous attempts to fuel the lifeblood of any business,
We have gross profits, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
fell short.
It just comes down to money and nothing else. Like, we just couldn't afford to keep the doors open.
Naro Video has survived with those loyal to the DVD and the home screen.
Really like warm, homey, and just like a really unique, cool spot.
A cool spot with a cornucopia of visual delights from every age of Hollywood.
And we were just really excited at some of the stuff that we found.
For Tom McKelvey, coming to Naro Video is about the hunt.
But then you discover all this stuff that you didn't know existed. And it's just so cool to come up with some of this.
Here are your movies, sir.
Thank you. Customers like McKelvey would peel back the years
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
to more than a century.
One of the ones I've got here that we watched last night was the original Birth of a Nation, 1915.
And your viewing pleasure is cheaper if you wind up here.
These were people who have signed up their members and they bought discount cards.
They have little time to use them. Naro Video is renting its last feature August 18th, with final returns due a week later.
What are we gonna do? Never mind. Do what I tell you and be quick about it.
And while the theater next door will continue its love affair with movie buffs, Naro Video, with its neon, weathered posters of fantasy and 20th century way of handling customers, is a fading version of American pop culture in its final scene. So what of the movie collection that numbers around 45,000 titles? Well, the manager tells me it will stay in the possession of the nonprofit that has run the store over the last few years. He would not say if there is some kind of movie rental sequel planned, so stay tuned.